Okay, hi there. Today I'm going to be showing you guys about multiplying special cases. Now, the first thing I'm going to show you how to do is how to multiply what we call a difference of two squares, right? And this is where you're multiplying. It's almost the same thing, except one has an addition sign in the middle and the other has a subtraction sign, okay? Now, you can, if you forget these things, these special cases, you can always solve them by FOIL or box technique. Let me show you just quickly what happens when you multiply it out. I'm going to do it by FOIL for a moment. If I took the FOIL first terms, it would be 2x times 2x, which is 4x squared. X times x is x squared. Outside would be the 2x and the minus 3, which gives me negative 6x. The inside is 3 times 2x, which is positive 6x. And then the last terms are usually the regular numbers, and in this case it's 3 and negative 3, which gives me negative 9. So what happens is the two middle terms cancel out, which leaves me just with 4x squared minus 9, okay? And that's the answer. Now there's a shortcut to get there. Like I would never have done all that work in order to get the answer. I would have just looked at this and taken, 2x, the front term, squared it, which means I get 4x squared, throw a subtraction sign in there, and then take 3, square it, and put it here. And it's always a subtraction sign there between the two terms. So that would have been the shortcut, okay? Now, some of these, I'm going to go through a few of them with you. They should be, it should take longer to write them down than to solve them. So another one would have been, suppose I had x plus 7 times x minus 7. So this one, what's the first term squared is x squared. 7 squared is the last term. It's 49. Throw a subtraction sign in between them and you're done, okay? Much faster doing it that way than actually multiplying it out. However, that always works if you forget. All right, 3x plus 4, 3x minus 4. All right, so let's see. The answer to this one should be 3 squared is 9, x squared is x squared, 4 squared is 16, throw a subtraction sign in there, and you're done. Why don't you try this one? I'll give you 2 of them actually. You try both of them. Should take you about 5 seconds. You try. So if I gave you x plus 9 times x minus 9, and the other one will be 3x minus 5 times 3x plus 5, what do you get? So hit pause and come back. Welcome back. All right, so this one, x squared minus 81. This one is 9x squared minus 25. Those are your answers. Ain't much to it, okay? Hopefully you're getting the hang of that. Let's see, next one, number 6. I thought I'd do another long multiplication one with you guys. If I gave you this one here, it's 3x squared plus x minus 5 times 2x minus 7. There's a couple ways to do this. I'm going to show you 2 ways to do this. The first way is kind of like long multiplication. I already showed you how to do this with the box technique. Maybe that's the way you'd like to do it. But if I was to multiply this out, like maybe you guys remember, hopefully you do, back to when you learned long multiplication. Suppose I had 4211 times 21. You take the 1 and you multiply it times each thing. 1 times 1 is 1, 1 times 1 is 1, 1 times 2 is 2, 1 times 4 is 4. Put a 0, right? And then you take the 2 and multiply by all 3 of those things, or all 4 of those things. 2 times 1 is 2, 2 times 1 is 2, 2 times 2 is 4, 2, 8, and then you add straight down, you get 1, 3, 4, 8, 8, all right. This technique is really the same idea, where you take the negative 7 and multiply all 3, that times all 3 of those things, which gives me positive 35, negative 7x, negative 3 times 7 is negative 21x squared. Then you put a 0, and then I'm going to take the 2x and multiply it by all three numbers. 2x times negative 5 is negative 10x. 2x times x is 2x squared. And 2x times 3x squared is 6x to the third. And then I add straight down, and I get 35, negative 17x, negative 19x squared, and 6x to the third, and put any addition signs where needed. Those already have negatives or like subtraction signs, so that one's good. And that's your answer, okay? So that's one way to do these. Now, I showed you the other day on one of the other videos that you can also do this by box technique, which a lot of kids would prefer, which is fine. And, up here I've got the 3x squared minus x minus 5. Over here I've got the 2x and the minus 7. All right, so then I multiply to fill in the boxes. 2x times 3x squared is 6x to the third. 3x squared times negative 7 is negative 21x squared. Up here, top middle, 2x times negative x is negative 2x squared. So negative 7 times negative x is positive 7x. And up here, this top box here, I get negative 5 times 2x is negative 10x. And last but not least, negative 7 times negative 5 is 35. And then I can combine like terms, add x squareds with x squareds. Add x's with x's, so I get 6x to the third. Negative 21 minus 2 is negative 23x squared. 7 and negative 10. I have a feeling I made a mistake here somewhere. Okay, I found my mistake. There should have been a plus x, which is going to change just a couple of these signs. I had it right above. I just wrote it wrong here, which means that's going to be positive. And this one is going to be negative. So let me fix these. Sorry for that. Let's see. Negative 21 plus 2 is negative 19. And then these two together gives me negative 17x and plus 35. So notice how I get the same answer either way. These two answers are exactly the same. Get good at one of them, please. I'd like to do a U-try on this one. And you can either set it up long multiplication or do box technique, whichever you want. The problem is this, x plus 3 times 2x squared minus 4x plus 8. And let's see, this is problem number 7. So hit pause, do it out, come back. All right, welcome back. I'm going to do a box technique. So I got x plus 3 here, 2x squared here, minus 4x here, and positive 8 there. When I fill in the boxes, I get 2x to the third, 6x squared, negative 4x squared, negative 12x, 8x, and 24. And when I then add them all up, I can combine some like terms. Those go together. Those go together. I got 2x to the third plus 2x squared minus 4x plus 24. And that is the answer. I'm going to throw two quick review problems here. What is the degree of A, 7x to the fourth, y to the third, and B, 6x to the fifth, y. Wait, no, not y, just 6x to the fifth. Okay. This one, I'm going to add since there's two different variables, I'm going to add the two things together. 4 plus 3 is 7. The degree of this polynomial is 5. Those are the answers. Okay, so question 9 here has to do with a perfect square, which is, sorry, one second. Which has to do with something, if I went like this, and I went x plus 6 times x plus 6. Actually, usually the way it's written is like this, which is the same as x plus 6 times x plus 6. The easy mistake kids go is x squared plus 36, which is just wrong. All right. So there's two ways you can do it. You could FOIL it out or box technique it. You know, go x 6 x 6, which gives you x squared plus 6x 6x and 36, and you get x squared plus 12x plus 36. So you could always do that. That'll get you the right answer. There is a shortcut. The shortcut is you square the front number, which is x. So that's x squared. You square the back number, which is the 6. So 6 squared is 36. The middle term is what's a little trickier. You know, this one's always going to be a plus. If this one's a plus, then that one's a plus. To get the middle term, you multiply the x times the 6 and then double it. Multiply the first term and the last term and then double it. So that would be 12x. 6 times x is 6x times 2 is 12x. So notice how you get the same thing. Number 10, suppose I had 3x minus 4, and I was going to square it. I'm going to do this out the shortcut. You could always, you know, do it the other way, multiply it out. Front term is 3 squared is 9. X squared is x squared. The last term will be negative 4 times negative 4, which is plus 16. Now here's where the subtraction sign is a little different. That middle term is the one that changes to a plus. This one's always a plus here. Okay, by the 16, the last one. It's the second, the one next to the 9x squared, next to the front term that sometimes is minus. Okay, so 3x times 4 is 12x. 12x times 2 is 24x. And that is what's in the middle. And that's called a perfect square because it's something times itself. Okay? Let me give you one more problem and then I'll close it out. We'll close it with a you try. You try 2x minus 3 squared. And go ahead. Pause. Okay, welcome back. So if you did this out, you should have gotten 4x squared. 3 times 3 is 9. That's a plus. That one's a minus. 2x times 3 is 6x. 6x times 2 is 12x. And that's your answer. Okay? So that closes it out. Let me close it out with a little bit more music.